The great American prairie may look deserted, but it is home to coyotes, badgers, elks, hawks, bison, and the iconic prairie dog. Prairie dogs live in coteries of several females and one male within towns of hundreds. Each burrow consists of several purpose-built rooms, and all that yipping you hear is actually the most sophisticated animal language ever decoded. Let's listen in.
It's well over an hour now. What are they doing down there?
Let it go. You know, Cadence and Dad always go overtime on their mating hour.
Why? Your dad and I only ever take 10 minutes, sometimes only 5. We have always prided ourselves on our efficiency.
Cadence likes mating. Anyway, it's only once a year. Let her enjoy herself.
Enjoy mating? What are you talking about? We're prairie dogs, not alley cats. Once a year, 1 hour, that's plenty for a lifetime.
Just because that's the way it's been doesn't mean that's the way it has to be.
She's missing the sunset, best part of the day. Cadence, get up here. The sun is a glowing fire.
There's plenty of fire down here. We are burning up.
Now Gerald will want enthusiastic coitus with all of us. It'll drive your father to an early grave. Cadence, that's enough. Gerald needs to conserve his strength for the rest of the coterie. Get up here, right now.
All right, I'm coming. Hannah, what is your problem?
Gerald isn't used to that much activity.
Well, he is now.
You really like mating with Dad. That's so cool.
It is decidedly not cool. It's 115 out here. The tunnels are a little cooler, but the bedrooms aren't that much cooler.
Well, then it's a good thing we didn't stay in the bedroom.
You didn't use the nursery, did you?
Oh, the nursery, the media room, the garden, the pantry.
The pantry, you exposed our food to.
There is nothing to hold on to once Jerry gets going at it. It's like a train going through all the tunnels. I'm afraid the children got quite an education.
Hold on to? Why do you need to hold on? I just lie there staring at the walls until he's finished.
I missed it. I've never watched Dad, doing it.
And you, Missy, you will not get your sex education from this one. She's not normal. I've heard her in the middle of the night trying to get Gerald to mate outside of estrus. But your father's no fool. He knew what she was up to.
I think the way Cadence thinks about sex is healthy.
Well, you don't need to think about sex at all. You're far too young.
I'm 1 year tomorrow.
1 year tomorrow? Oh, you'll be ready for the fireworks any day now.
She's not ready. She's still my little girl.
I'm not some little pup anymore. Mom, look at me. I'm all grown up.
You've just finished your first hibernation. You don't want to be saddled with protecting babies and losing babies and having more babies and losing more babies. I want better things for you.
Well, what could be better than living with your sister wives in a beautiful, loving community and raising your litters together?
What I want.
Lily could be a great architect. Our available habitat is shrunk, but that's no excuse not to be creative as well as functional. She could be the Frank Lloyd Wright of prairie dogs.
But I don't want.
She wouldn't have time for family. I mean, mothering is our highest calling. Tucking the litter in at night, licking their furless little bodies until they shine, entertaining our blind pups with stories until they get their sight.
Oh, that's it. Lily could be the storyteller, preserving our history before the onset of the plague. She would use the full bounty of our language, It's not like we're some dumb little mini vocabulary squirrels. After all, we are the literati of rodents.
Rodents and the plague, an age-old story of symbiotic incompatibility. Last year, the town next to us was nearly wiped out. Breeding, the building up of our numbers. It's so important. You never know when the bubonic plague might decimate a community.
Lindley could be so much more than a litter-raising drudge. My daughter was meant to be a leader, to lead us all into a better...
Stop! Both of you, stop! Stop fighting over my future. I already made my decision. I know what I want, or rather, whom I want.
Without consulting me?
Without consulting the coterie?
Yes. I am gonna live with Bob.
Bob?
Bob?
Who's Bob? Where did you meet a Bob?
In the spare bedroom.
The spare bedroom?
But that's where we let that scrappy little burrowing owl sleep. His name is Cadence. Do you know that little bird's name?
I never thought to ask. He's just an owl. I mean, he's not one of us.
His name is Bob.
This is a very sick joke, Lindley.
It's not a joke, Mom. Bob and I love each other.
What do you know about love? You're a child. You've no experience with life. You can't be in love with an owl.
Lindley, honey, when you have estrus and want to be involved, I mean, really involved, you're gonna want one of your own kind, you know, with all the bits and pieces.
I've had estrus, and Bob has all the bits and pieces.
You and Bob were...
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I always wondered about owls. I mean, do they pick you up and fly you around and peck at
Shut
your...
up, Cadence. Just shut up.
You
As for you, young lady, you go...
You said we should never be prejudiced. Bob is beautiful and brilliant and kind and generous, and most importantly, he loves me as much as I love him.
Lindley, a little experimentation might be a bit fun. I'm not saying we all haven't thought about straying, but
he's an owl.
yeah.
Prairie dogs are the keystone of the grasslands. We don't marry owls.
Mom, we're the chicken McNuggets of the grasslands.
We are so much more. Our warrens are home to many others, but they are still others. Bob is an other.
But he lives with us. Owls have always lived in our spare rooms.
But he isn't like us. He's another thing.
How is he not like us?
Feathers to begin with.
We have luxurious fur and we sing.
Bob has beautiful big eyes, and his songs are deep and magical.
Okay, think of your future. I mean, I get the excitement of a little adventure, but is it really worth risking everything?
Bob and I are soulmates. I would be risking everything if I didn't stay with him.
Where will you live?
We could live in the spare room.
In our spare room?
You said owls were the most gracious guests and the smartest species that you had ever met.
Well, yes, owls are very nice renters.
Yeah, they're very considerate and, well, they're very attractive.
But think, what would the community say?
The plague. We don't have it here, not yet. Bob isn't susceptible, but I am.
Hannah, Lindley's right. It's dangerous out there.
Please.
No other prairie dog would accept Bob as a husband.
Owls are monogamous, so I never thought that I would have sister wives, and I don't know how many shocks you can absorb in one day, but I am monogamous. I don't want my husband making love to someone else with me sitting above ground listening.
What? You sit up here and listen while we're.
Cadence!
Mom, what do you think?
No, not with us.
You'll turn me away despite the plague.
Hannah?
I only want what's best for you.
Bob is best for me.
Lindley, you'll be judged. I mean, we all would be.
So all your progressive bullshit about owls and squirrels and chipmunks, it's just words. It's all fine. Unless your daughter actually falls in love. Your very monogamous daughter. Mom?
Lindley, try to understand what a horrible mistake you're making.
I understand. Bob told me that this is what you would say, but I didn't believe him. He already found us another borough to live in, but I thought he would let us stay. We'll leave, but Mom, I will be a leader. Maybe not in the direction you want me to go, but I will lead. Goodbye. I love you both.
She's left.
Oh, you had no choice.
I did what I had to do.
Yeah, of course you did. Of course you did.